Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. On Wednesday, the Evanston Police Department released a disturbing video of an African American being stopped by the police, thrown to the ground, punched several times, and arrested. And when you find out why he was stopped, you will understand why this situation is very disturbing. So let me provide some background information. October 10th, 2015, a white woman calls the police and she says that someone is breaking into a vehicle. She says that someone has just stole a vehicle, and she follows this person. She reports what kind of vehicle he's driving. She gives the police his driver's license plate number rather, and she follows him. The police stop this brother. The brother comes out of the car with his hands up, and the police tackle him to the ground. They knee him and punch him several times, and they arrest him for resisting arrest and other charges. It turns out that this man was not trying to steal a vehicle. It turns out that that was his vehicle. This woman reported that the brother had some kind of bar in his hand and he was trying to pry the door open to the vehicle. But the fact of the matter is he was adjusting something on the roof of his vehicle, and this woman thought he was trying to steal the vehicle. So this brother is thrown to the ground, punched several times, and arrested. The charges against him were dropped, and his brother has filed a civil rights lawsuit against the police department. It was filed in 2016. The lawsuit is still pending with the court right now. And it's important to point out that when this woman was talking to the police, she kept saying, well, I don't want to be racially profiling anyone, but this is what I saw, and I think this guy is trying to steal a vehicle. And it turns out, as I said before, that he was not trying to steal a vehicle. He was simply adjusting something on the roof of his own car. So you had this man arrested, essentially for driving his own vehicle. You have this man whose life was put in jeopardy based on somebody's racist attitudes, somebody's preconceived notions, somebody's own bias. And this is just another example of what we have been complaining about since the police were first created. Black people are viewed as born suspects. Our skin is viewed as a badge of criminality. We're all familiar with Trayvon Martin, a brother walking home from the store. Because he's black and because he has on a hoodie, he's viewed as some kind of suspect. He's viewed as suspicious. He's viewed as somebody who's up to no good. And because of that, because of those perceptions, that brother ended up dead with a bullet through his heart. We all remember what happened to the distinguished Harvard professor, Henry Louis Gates, a man who has written many books, a man who is known for his groundbreaking documentaries. That man, he was trying to enter his own house, and someone reported him to the police as being a burglar. So what happens? The police rough that brother up and arrest him. This is the pattern we see here. These police view black people as suspicious, whether you're a criminal or not, whether you're in the hood or in the suburb, whether you're educated or not educated. That's how they view black people. They view us as criminals. They view us as dangerous. They view us as suspects just because of the color of our skin. This situation could have been worse. This brother could have been dead based on this woman telling a lie, a white woman. And this is nothing new. I mean, you have some black men who idolize white women. They idolize the same white woman who lies to the police about black men, who reports black men to the police. They love the same woman who was responsible for black men being lynched. The same white woman who was responsible for black towns being burned to the ground based on lies. That white woman. Here you have this white woman seeing a black man entering his own car, and she assumes that he's trying to steal it. That black man could have ended up dead, just like Emmett Till ended up dead. But yet some black men continue to idolize these white women. It's truly sickening. And then you have some people that say, well, if you behave, if you are a good Negro, if you're a well-spoken Negro, a well-dressed Negro, if you're doing the right thing, then you'll be okay. You don't have to worry about police brutality. They want to blame police brutality on single-parent households. They want to blame police brutality on bad behavior, on black people's bad behavior, on the way black people choose to dress. They want to blame everything except for the police department, except for institutionalized racism. Well, here you had an educated black man, a black man who was pursuing his engineering doctorate degree. A black man who's not a thug, a black man who is not a drug dealer, a black man who does not have a criminal history, a black man who was not violating the law. The only crime that this brother committed was being a black man. The only crime that this brother committed was driving while black. That was his only crime. I want to hear these Uncle Toms, these sellouts try to explain this one away. Try to justify this incident of police brutality. I want to hear them try to do that. What kind of excuses will they make now? Now that we don't have a thug being arrested and roughed up. Now that we don't have a drug dealer being arrested and roughed up. Now that we don't have somebody that has a criminal record being roughed up. What will be their excuse now? Now that we don't have a brother who was violating the law. We have a law-abiding, educated black man minding his own business, being harassed by these stinking police, being harassed by racist white people. Most, if not all, of those police were white. The woman who called the police was white. Here you have a brother who was compliant. The brother had his hands in the air. He did what you are supposed to do. He listened to what the police told him to do. He got out of the car with his hands up. He didn't pose any kind of threat to these police. But yet they threw him to the ground, pinned him down, punched him several times, and kneed him. And they actually arrested this brother for resisting arrest and other charges. They arrest black people under suspicious circumstances. They subject black people to humiliation and harassment. And when black people respond the way any natural human being would respond, they trump up charges on black people. That's what they do. So don't come to me talking about any respectability politics. Talking about how this man is responsible for his own situation. This is a clear and obvious example of injustice. This is a clear and obvious example of how it's not about the kind of education you have. It's not about how compliant you are. It's about a system that is racist. It's about a system that targets black men. It's about a racist attitude that is still pervasive in this society. An attitude that views all black people as suspicious. Here you have a brother being arrested and brutalized simply for driving his own car. What kind of sense does that make? That woman who called the police knew good and damn well that she was wrong as hell. She knew that she was racially profiling this man. That's why she kept mentioning it. But she couldn't help herself because these people have been conditioned to view us as criminals. So tell me what you think about this situation. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.